Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Altcoins are absolutely pumping right now, and it is time to get excited. What we're going to do today is talk about my favorite small cap and micro cap altcoins that I think could do 100x or more in this upcoming bull market. And guys, this is how you change your life, right? These 100x's. Because if you would have just invested $10,000 in something like Rollbit at the beginning of even the bear market, it has gone up 10,557% in the last year. And that was in a bear market. So guys, get ready. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the best altcoins that are really low cap right now that I think have great potential. And it wasn't easy to come up with this list because there's tons of microcaps, but we had to go in deep and look at the revenue, the data behind them, and to see if they have real potential here. So not only are we going to go into what these are, but I'm going to give you some caution, some strategy, right? Nothing in this video is financial advice, and I'm not going to suggest that you go buy any of these things right now because everything has been pumping like crazy. So we're going to go into strategy, which is super important. So guys, bear with me on this one. It's going to take a little while. It's quite dense, but it's knowledge that will literally give you a huge advantage on how to really, really make it in this market, because it's not easy. If you're new to the market, it's not easy. But today we're going to go over some of the best tips to take advantage of this upcoming bull market, and most importantly, these sweet 100x altcoins. All right, guys, if you like that, if you're excited for this, if you've been getting value, make sure you like the video. It would mean the world to me. I really appreciate it. And share this video with your friends and family, everyone that you care about, if you want to change their life as well. And guys, also, if you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Chasse. I've been in crypto for 12 years, bringing you guys all the alpha on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. So just to show you guys what I'm talking about, this is Rollbit, guys, and this has been over the past year in a bear market, 10,557%. So it is possible with these protocols that generate real revenue, right? Real revenue. And so we're going to talk about this today, and we're going to go into some of these altcoins. Some of them you've heard about me talk about before, but you didn't get to hear really why I was so bullish on them. So it's important to understand and have a bit of conviction in your decision making here. And also, most of these have pumped like pretty crazy over the past day or two. And so we're going to look at what buying opportunities, might be in play as well. So first of all, guys, one you've heard about before, 0x leverage. If you guys got in when I first talked about this, congratulations, you're up like 150%. But be careful, right? Be careful. So why I like 0x leverage is because it's completely innovative, right? It's allowing you to leverage the same way that people do on Bybit and stuff. That means use a little bit of your capital. You leverage, essentially borrow some money, and you could go 1x, 2x, 5x, 10x, whatever, and margin your position to increase exposure. And people are making a killing on this. And I think these gains, these screenshots that people are posting is what's going to make this thing go viral. And really, this is in beta mode right now. So there's only, I think like 150 people using the platform in beta. And guys, I have the team was actually fortunate enough for you guys to give me one of these NFTs that gives you early access to use this. So if you're watching this and you want to win this NFT, let me know in the comments below. Let me know why you want to use this, if you're actually going to use it, because I don't want to just give it away to someone who's not going to use the platform. Let me know what kind of, crap coins you'll be looking to leverage into, how much leverage you want to use. I don't know. I'm just going to go through and look at the best, most interesting, maybe most comedic, I don't know, comment in the description and send you guys this NFT that gives you early access to use this bot and try it out. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting your feedback. So let's look at the chart, guys. The chart is pretty crazy here. We talked about it. This line is from the last time that we made the video on this. I think it was yesterday or day before. And you can see it's even had a pretty big price increase since then. I can't even read this over here. What is 150% or so since we talked about it, but it's even up more today. Additionally, let's see. Let's get rid of this one here and grab this thing here. And, where are we today? We're at 163%. So, should you ape into this? Probably not. Almost always these things tend to pull back. But I am very excited about this, to be clear. And I do think that an $8.3 million market cap is still undervalued. The team has a lot to prove still. It's still in beta. They know that. I like the way that they're rolling this out slowly to a small test group. And they're going to build up the ability to do more leverage and larger positions, because right now you can only do small bets. And this is how a project should be rolled out. They should roll out slowly, not like full on right away, because too much can go wrong too soon. So there's still a lot to be seen here, right? So here is when we kind of first start talking about it, and let's see, this is, yeah. So let's go back into, sorry, this is Unibot. Wrong charts here. So let's talk into 0xL token economics. And this is important. I'm going to kind of give you guys my logic of what I look for, right, in these projects as well. So, token economics are important to understand how the token works, right? Because really, at the end of the day, if you are investing in these things, you are buying a token. So there's a 5% buy tax and a 5% sale tax. That means every time that you buy it on a DEX or you sell on a DEX, 5% of your purchase is actually taxed, and that is reallocated throughout the ecosystem. Now, I'm going to show you a cool product coming up here soon that could allow you to get around these taxes and make entering and exiting some of these positions much, much easier. So I'm excited about that. I think that's the next one that we talk about. Zero team allocation, no private sale, no pre-sale. So this was essentially 100% of tokens were added to liquidity pool, meaning that it was a fair launch. There's no private sale investors, no pre-sale. So that means there's no big bags that are going to be dumping on you guys. So this is why I don't know that, here, this is all new buyers here, right? And like, yeah, maybe if you bought down here, maybe you're looking to take some profits over here. And it looks like some people did. You have this big sell, this big candle, this wick down here, someone sold there. But, more than likely the team bought up some of the early supply. I mean, I would, if I was them, they want to have some upside, and you want the team to have upside in this thing. So that's that. So now this is something that the revenue share was interesting. So the true benefits of the 0xL token line, its utility: token holders with a minimum of 2.5 million tokens are eligible to stake them, allowing them to receive revenue share of 50% of all trading fees. Now, I have a little bit of a criticism here. You guys will figure that out in a second. The distribution of fees is proportional to the amount of tokens staked within each wallet. With a total supply of 1 billion tokens, the minimum staked amount required to participate in the revenue sharing model is 0.25% of the total supply. That's 2.5 million tokens. And so they give you an example here, and they say, look, if 50% of the trading bot revenue goes to, it's being shared with anyone who's staking the tokens with this minimum requirement. Now, my one criticism I have to the team right now is that this is pretty expensive. So I think at a $10 million market cap, 2.5 million tokens is about $25,000. That's a pretty high barrier of entry. If this thing keeps going up, that'll be quite high. So I did ask the question. I haven't got a response yet if they plan on lowering that to make it more accessible to people. But nonetheless, even if they do keep it high, it's some game theory to incentivize people to try to buy. And whales might be interested, especially if this thing takes off and is generating a lot of revenue. You might have whales coming in and buying up large percent of the supply and staking it so they can get revenue share, because they give you an example here. And Maestro is the OG Telegram bot, and it's irrelevant for the discussion here. But if they're saying here, if OX Leverage is to do the same kind of volume that Maestro is doing, which I think is about $9 million a day, which for an exchange, which OX Leverage is nothing, right? Look at like GMX, or look at Binance. I mean, Binance is, you can't compare it to Binance, but like even Bybit is doing billions of dollars a day. So for it to do $9 million a day, I think is reasonable. And so what they're saying here is if you have 1% of the supply, which again is expensive right now, I think it's like $100,000 right now. So, but you would get $40,000 a month. So would I spend $100,000 right now to get $40,000 a month? Yeah, absolutely. And that will increase as volume increases, and so will the cost of entry. So it is interesting, and it does right now, the way it's set up, give a lot of incentive for whales to come in here and buy up large percentages of supply. That alone will increase the token value. So it's kind of interesting the way that works out. It's a interesting thing to think about, if it's better to lower that barrier of entry so more people can participate in the revenue share. But they have plans to expand the token utility. So our roadmap includes existing features like governance participation, which empowers token holders to shape the direction of our platform, which, to be honest, guys, right now I'm not seeing a lot of participation in governance. It doesn't seem so interesting, but they do look to expand some of the utility, like additional holdings. 0xL will unlock benefits such as lower trading fees, optimizing the cost efficiency of your transactions, as well as reducing gas fees, making your interaction with the platform easier and more user-friendly. So any utility, any extra utility for the token is better. People will use these things, and it will actually reduce some of the circulating supply by people, holding them or staking them to get these kind of benefits. So you can see here that the diverse revenue streams fueling 0x Leverage. So this is different revenue. And one of the things that you'll notice when I look at projects, I'm looking for things that are generating real world revenue, not some marketing Fugazi hype kind of thing. But we want to look at things that are really generating revenue, and that revenue generation is being given back to the ecosystem participants, token holders, people that are making the platform more successful, users of the platform, things like that. So right now, the revenue streams are token tax, lending fees, liquidations, and NFT sales. So again, it's nice to see different revenue streams have been thought out. And, this is how the revenue is being allocated throughout the ecosystem. So of course, for a leverage system to work, you need a leverage pool. And so right now, this is being funded with the token tax. So as more revenue is generated, the larger the pool gets, which means the higher, the bigger bets that can be placed and the bigger leverage that people can use. Right now, 90% of the revenue sales from NFT sales for the early access is going back as well. There's some revenue will be used for revenue sharing, 50%, as we talked about before, and then the remaining 50% is committed to strategic initiatives such as development, the reinforcement of leverage pools, et cetera, et cetera. So some really cool statistics, like this is in beta, $1 million in volume already. Like I said, with just like 150 users or something. So that's really impressive. It shows product market fit, off to a very, very good start, guys. And this just ended too, but it's nice to see the team in there doing, X spaces, which the other day someone pointed this out to me. Isn't that kind of funny that Elon has SpaceX and now he renamed Twitter to X, and so you have X spaces? Funny. Anyway, I didn't know. I just kind of caught on to that the other day. It's pretty hilarious. But as we go through there, you can see that there's a lot of commitment here to making a good product. So we have seen a lot of volume the past 48 hours. Because of that, we need to lock up additional LP funds that were added. So they're actually locking things for safety and security using team finance, which is good. You can see here just lots of screenshots of people making huge returns on the little bets. You can see here that you've got like 5x leverage, $50, with 226%, like just small amounts of money, big gambles, paying off. But of course, people lose them all the time as well. But you can see here too, what is it? Just November 3rd. So 5 days ago, it took 5 days for them to get an extra $550,000 in trading volume. That's pretty good for a beta, guys. When this thing opens up to the mainstream, it's going to be pretty big. Okay, so that's 0x leverage. Let's talk about this other one, OTC. So this is a fun little play on words here. OTC, guys, OTNC is over the counter. So over the counter is essentially a term used for when two participants want to buy and sell an asset not on an exchange, off of an open market, in order to not create a large amount of slippage or price difference. So like, for example, right now, if I want to go sell, let's say I want to go sell a bunch of OXL and I want to sell, $50,000 worth, it's probably going to make the price crash like 5 to 10% or something, depending on the liquidity that's available in the exchange. So what I could do instead, if I didn't want to lose 5 or 10% of my value on my selling of this thing, and I wanted to do it in a respectful way, not just crazy crash the price or something of something. This happens all the time, guys. You won't believe how little liquidity there is in some of these smaller tokens. And to have a market that's trusted, smart contract, permissionless, where two people can trade assets in a permissionless way is great. This is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story. In 2017, in the crypto space, there was a bunch of people like myself and other people that I know that worked in the space. And there was like this big ongoing joke that I'm pretty sure whales were just messing with people. But they would like create an LOI, letter of intent, right? When someone would say, oh yeah, I've got a buyer looking to buy 100,000 Bitcoin for like, $100 million or whatever the number was, right? I can't do math right now. And it's funny because you'd be at an event or something, a conference, and someone's like, "Oh, I got a buyer," and they'd show you this LOI, and it was just like, if you would ever find a seller for this, it would turn out the buyer was fake or something. So people were just sending each other in circles, chasing their tail for nothing. But anyway, so now you have a way to easily do with escrow, OTC deals, and so this is interesting the way that they're doing it, and you can see there's this crazy run up right here. Like, look at this green candle, is insane. So I don't have any of this right now. It's just nuts, right? So I would be looking for a pullback here. People are probably going to be taking profits. It was just talked about recently too. So you guys are going to see it on this video. It's up 77% today. it should come back. And I think, guys, this should have a pullback all the way, because it's like there's just not enough revenue being driven through the protocol right now to justify this, in my opinion. So you don't want to chase green candles like this. And this is the point of the video I'm trying to make, is that I am identifying things that I'm really bullish in, but I'm not suggesting that you go out here right now and buy this thing after this huge run up of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days of up only. You're probably going to see some sort of 40% pullback right now. So I think anywhere between like a $5 to $6 million market cap might be a really good buying opportunity. And the OTC market is huge, guys. So the addressable market in this is massive. One of the executives I have working for my companies out here in Dubai founded an OTC desk, which is now valued in the $1 billion+ range, which gives you an idea of how much volume they're doing. So to be able to do this without paperwork in a trustless way on chain is very, very interesting, guys. Now, of course, these big OTC desks are doing billions of dollars in volume, and mostly Bitcoin for big institutions. But we know through GameStop and Wall Street Bets that the retail market can be as powerful, and in some cases more powerful than large institutions. And so when you have one product that is looking to kind of corner a niche type of product, but for potentially a large market, it could be really, really big, guys. And so, anything that we're looking at, in a sub $10 million market cap is great. So this was shilled, I think, yesterday or today. This is why you're seeing this crazy hype. After this video, and after, when you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of this run up, there's probably going to be a pullback. So looking for a 40 to 60% pullback here, guys. It's $11 million market cap right now, and you're between $4 to $6 would be a good entry. It should probably pull back to that. So I told you guys what it is exactly. I'm not going to read all this stuff to you, but this is good to go to the docs and look through it yourself, so you understand. Using the same kind of logic that we talked about for 0xL, the tax fees, the breakdown. What is OTCs? Another thing that they're doing that's quite interesting too is this crowd sales. So let's say I've got an order to sell some tokens for, it's $100,000 worth. And something like Pair, which is another token that we talked about before, which is also an OTC deal kind of platform, they don't have this crowdfunding kind of thing. So crowdfill is where it would allow, smaller people to come take portions of the order, versus before you would need, if you had a $100,000 sell order, you would need one person, one counterparty to come buy that whole thing. And in this case, it could allow, if you want to, 100 people to buy $1,000 each. And again, this is really good. This is a good advantage for, and also one of the things that I was telling you about before, this avoiding buy and sell tax. If you buy in an OTC market, you don't have to pay this, like an OXL is 5%, I believe, and something we're about to talk about soon is 5% buy and sell tax. So if you use something like OTC, you can avoid this buy and sell tax as well. One thing that's nice to see here is that there was 90% of the tokens were put into Uniswap. So there's not, again, this was not no private sales, no pre-sales. I like to see these type of projects, guys, because there's not going to get big investor dumps. And this is why, this might be sustained, but I still think there's going to be some pullback here. There usually always is. We've had a bullish couple of days here in the markets. If we get a couple bearish days, this certainly is going to come back down and give you a great buying opportunity here. So you can see that there's a big percentage of the platform fees are going back to the token holders. So if you buy the token, you hold it and stake it, or just hold it, this fees, 1% of platform fees, 75% of that is shared with the token holders, which is great. 75% revenue share is amazing. And what that means, guys, is if someone does, like $1 million, $1 million of OTC, then there's a $10,000 fee attached to that, 1%. And then, if that $10,000, $7,500 would be shared with the OTC token holders. Cool revenue sharing program. I like that number. It makes sense. And we talked about this crowdfunding sale here. So, and this is where we're, looking to pull back, like I said before, this, even since I started preparing for this video, it's pumped again, even more. So, in the 5 cent range would be great. Anywhere between 4 to 6 cents, I think would be good buying opportunity here for this one. I like this product. It's still new, guys. Again, with all of these projects we're talking about today, there's risk. They're new. They have the biggest risk with potential biggest reward. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is Tokensight. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I talk a lot about bots. We talk about Banana Gun, Maestro, Unibot. for example. Now, Tokensight is another type of DEX trading platform that has the same kind of features as these other things, but what they're trying to do is their Tokensight is saying, you know what? We don't like the Telegram bot narrative. We want to build a nice user-friendly interface that gives you the same functionality as other bots, but we think that people are going to be more comfortable using like an app, progressive web app, which is just an app on your phone, or a desktop interface like on your browser, which, you know, to be honest, I think that appeals to a lot more people than the Telegram bots. So now before you go out and buy, just be careful. Like, I'm going to show you guys something soon. Like, again, this is something that I wouldn't go buy right now. There's not, but I am excited to watch it evolve. And today I'm going to give you some tips on where I think it could come back to, correct to, and where some good buying opportunities might be. So yeah, there's what I'm cautious about here is that there's 100 million tokens that were minted, and they have these seed investors, 30% of the supply. And when I come down here and show you this, you have seed investors that are getting that 30% of supply will be inflated into the market over the next 6 months. This is why I certainly think that investors are going to take profits here, big time. And so when you look at the chart here, Tokensight, you can see that it had this crazy pump up because this bot narrative is big, and it hasn't really corrected yet. And I do expect that it probably will. You know, when we look at the banana chart, which is what I told you guys about, and what I told my viewers how to play it when it launched as well. Remember what I said is that if you watched my video the other day, and if you guys aren't too familiar with banana, go back and watch the videos. I'll link them in the description below. But I knew it was going to be a hype launch. Remember, it launched here and it came back up, and you know, people, this big green candle, people, you know, taking profits, and then what happened is that the news kind of died down. It had it had to prove itself, and this is all the pre-salers. There was pre-sale in banana, and it came down to where I said it was going to be, between $5 and $6. And if you would have waited patiently, because it took some time, look, the 15th of October, it took 1 month to kind of hit the low here. And so just keep that in mind, right? And I'm bringing these things to you guys today so you can add them to your watch list and keep this in mind. You know, save this video, bookmark it, come back to it, and watch it, you know, or take notes so you can see kind of on where these things might lie. So anyway, going back to the chart on Tokensight, you know, I would expect that potentially there's a pullback here, you know, between this, you know, 0.19 or 2 cents or 20 cents to 36 cents, right? Would be a nice pullback zone, which is in between 40 to 60% pullback from where it's at right now. And yeah, I think that would give you a good opportunity to come in. One thing that I like about Tokensight project is that it apparently, according to Johnny Zcash, is that it's from some of the Ethereum Foundation guys. They also got a grant from Ethereum Foundation for account abstraction. Now, account abstraction, if you don't know, is something that I'm very, very bullish on. Essentially, what it's doing is it's removing the complexities of Web3 from the end user. I've been saying this is the step to adoption. How you get people to really buy in is creating really simple in-app user experiences where they can come in with a credit card. They don't have to worry about private keys. They don't have to worry about, you know, signing things and complicated transactions. This is, you know, account abstraction is removing that aspect from the end user to where it's the burden is more dealt with on the back end from the developers and making a really nice user experience. So I think that Tokensight's potential lies within a really nice user experience. Banana Gun, Unibot, Maestro, these deliver insane value to the users, but they are quite a steep learning curve. And I think Tokensight is coming in with the angle of we're not going to compete in that space. It's already saturated. We're going to try to come give you the same functionality in a nice user experience. And that is a reason why I'm quite excited about Tokensight. And you can see they made this chart. I don't agree with everything they say here, but anyway, just to show you, you know, they compare themselves to Unibot, Banana Gun, and Maestro. Maestro does not have a token. So, you know, here you can see just instant orders, you know, all these kind of stuff. It's just comparing itself to it. Obviously, it's not a $330,000 market cap anymore. It's gone up quite a bit. But you can see all these things with asterisks aren't available on launch, and it's not even live yet. So this is why I'm watching this with anticipation, excited for it. But the product yet isn't live, and so it still has to prove itself, guys. And we'll see how the technology compares to what I believe the market leader right now is Banana Gun. And we'll get into that in just a second here. And speaking of Banana Gun, it's the last one on the list today. Kind of, there is a tip at the end, so we'll talk about that. But Banana Gun has been on an absolute rampage here, and $26 million market cap. Nice, getting a little pullback here, but like still, look at this run up here. It's quite crazy. If you guys don't know what Banana Gun is, I've made plenty of videos on this just fairly recently, so I'll link them in the description below so you can go back and watch yourself on why I have high conviction in Banana Gun. It is literally one of my highest conviction plays, and we'll get into a little bit about that in just a second. But what I like here too is they've introduced now token burning. So you can see that they begun with 2.5 million circulating supply. They airdropped 96,000 tokens, but they also removed 96,000 tokens by buying them back in B1. So their circulating supply is still 2.5 million. But in the meantime, the treasury bought back 21,000 tokens with a 100 ETH investment. And they just burned these $208,000. You can see the link to the proof of the burn here on Etherscan. But what's really interesting here is we can see that they want to decrease the banana circulating supply, which is really good because one of my biggest criticisms but also look at Tokensight too. I want to show you here. This is where I'm only 13.12% of Tokensight supply is circulating, which means that you've got massive inflation coming. This is why I'm pretty sure there'll be a pullback over here. But Banana's not so much better with 25% circulating. It's better than Tokensight for sure, but increasing token burning can help offset the future inflation into the protocol. So this is why it's a net positive for the project. And so basically what they're going to do is take now to the end of the year, they're going to be using all of the ETH treasury from the tax to buy back and burn Banana until the end of the year. Hopefully they continue to do that. I guess they're maybe doing this as a trial to see how that plays out and how it reduces the circulating supply and offsets some of the inflation, which is a good thing, guys. To show you guys just why I'm so bullish on Banana Gun, again, for more in-depth, go watch the other video. But you can see as we go through Dune Analytics here, we can look at to see that it's just crazy revenue, crazy volume that they're doing. So lifetime volume is nearly $500 million coming through this thing. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And you can see that the chart of new usage is just up and to the right. Like this is adoption at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. We're really, really having adoption here. One of the other things I really want to point out here is something that I talk about quite a bit here, which is the price to earnings. So this is what is traditionally used by traditional investors to value a stock typically or a company. And so they look at the market cap of the project and the earnings, in this case revenue, and they create a ratio out of that. And on the stock market, like value investors look to invest in stocks, you know, anywhere between like a 20 and 25 X or PE ratio. The lower the number, the better potential the deal is, the better valuation is. Anything at 1 or less is considered a phenomenal opportunity here. Banana Gun is earning tons of revenue, suggesting that it is, you know, potentially 25 to 30 times undervalued for the current revenue it's generating right now. So this is just like really no brainer for me, guys, even at today's valuation right now, what I'm talking about. And you can just see here too that this is what we call the bot wars. So it's comparing the different Telegram bots or bots. And you can see that just Banana Gun, that it was, you know, you can see here, if you look down here on the like Banana Gun, the only one that's outperforming it is Maestro, and Maestro does not have a token right now. But the second best behind Banana Gun is Unibot, and it's still like 4 or 5 times less than Banana Gun. And this is true across all the metrics here. You can see it's just dominating. Why? Because Banana Gun is a better technology. It provides more value to the users, and that's why it's a high conviction play that I have. Now, one more thing I wanted to just point out, because most of you guys are new viewers. Welcome to the channel, guys. I hope that you're finding a lot of value here. I plan on bringing you lots more. And guys, this is, you know, all the time new projects, new innovative projects are launching. So while researching this in the past couple of days, you know, in the past couple of months, actually, you know, bringing some of these back, while these are the things I'm excited about right now, you know, next week or a month from now, I have a new list of things too. So don't be afraid, you know, and don't have to feel like you have to ape into all these things, you know, make educated decisions. I've shown you kind of how to do that today. But one last thing I want to talk about before I go was the video I made, and this played out exactly like I told you guys it was going to play out. Exactly. And this is an important lesson to learn here. So what happened here on the 31st of October is an exploit, and that brought the price of Unibot all the way down from almost $57 down to a low of $29. And I made the video the day of the exploit, and by the time the video was released, it was back to $42, right? But you can see the point of me making the video was to encourage you guys to understand that when there's a solid project that's been around for a while and that something bad happens, like an exploit or a hack, as long as the team deals with this hack in an appropriate way, which they did, they refunded or made sure that all the users didn't lose any money, and that shows integrity. So what did I say was going to happen? Exactly this. So we look at the price range, and if you would have, and the point of making the video was to show you, in case this happens again, how to make easy profits, because it's going to happen. It always happens when a really good project gets a hack and they recover appropriately. They recover and usually go back even higher than the price pre-hack. So you can see, if you would have bought the bottom here to even the top, was a 150%. Right? But that's not when I told you about it. So when you watched my video, it would have been from $42 right here when we talked about it, and went up to 70% up, and even where it's trading at right now is still 50% up. And I told you in that video, here's an easy way to make 50, 60, 70% on this, to buy the fear when you have confidence in it. So people react emotionally out of fear, and it's a great time. Remember this famous saying, when people are fearful, be greedy. When they're greedy, be fearful. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up today. I hope that you've been finding a lot of value here. If you are, really happy that you're here. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you're not already. I'll catch you on the next one. See you guys later. Bye-bye.